good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1423rd edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and of course that would be me. Good evening, traders. This video coming to you on a Tuesday night for trading Wednesday, January 13th, 2016. Moving right along, huh? All right, so what do we got going on? Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that there is a green OMNI on the board to start the day off. We're very cautious buyers of dips in the emini, S&P, NASDAQ, you name it, the usual suspects. So that's how we're looking at least to start the day. We're starting off buying the dips. You never know how the days will end anymore, but this is how we will start. Thank you, OMNI, for pointing up. Traders, you know that futures trading is extremely risky. If you don't, that means you've never traded before. Because if you've traded even once, you know how risky this stuff is. Make sure you put your stops in. Know that futures trading is not for everybody. A stop is absolutely your best friend in this business. And as long as they let us put them in, you put them in first. Let's get moving. So, do or die area. Is it holding? Very interesting. If you're a fan of these videos, you've been seeing the last 2 or 3 videos. I've been showing you an absolute do or die area in your emini, S&P, your NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell. And it looks like, at least for a day or two, maybe longer with short-term traders, that do or die area is holding. And I'll show that to you in the chart segment. Then we've got gold. I showed you a video yesterday or the day before, and I said, look, when gold gets above a certain average, it usually spikes up. But what I didn't show you was right above that average sat my OTAPMA, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. Because we failed at the average I showed you in the other video, I will show you the OTAPMA in tonight's video, and a good reason for us to be selling gold for trading on Wednesday. And then there's this, traders. The power of technical analysis. I am going to stand in front of you right now and say that I am absolutely the self-proclaimed chart whisperer. There is no one out there that can listen to the charts like I can. I happen to be, in all honesty, the lucky messenger boy of the OMNI, Oscar's market navigational indicator. But being that it's mine, I get the glory. So hey, up mine, right? In any event, what I want to tell you is that technical analysis is the most powerful tool on this planet. And why? I will tell you this. Crude oil was trading at 103. I was invited on television. I told them that crude would break down to the 40s by 2015 and then go down to 30 when it was 103. They threw me off the set when I mentioned it would go down to 50 or 40, let alone 30. Well, at some point they brought me back on television and said, Oscar, that was a pretty good call. Where's it going next? And that's when I told them we're going down to 30. Do you know where crude oil just hit? It hit 30, baby. It broke 30. Now, you find me another analyst on this planet when crude was 103 that thought it was going to 30, and I'll tell you, you've got a faker. I am the only one that's seen it out there. We've checked all the papers. No one was looking for this move. How did I know it was coming? I have no special powers, traders. I've got the OMNI. The OMNI told me it was coming, and I went on TV to tell that to you. This is the power of technical analysis. It was not a it wasn't a prediction. It was a projection. I never give predictions. That's for crazy people. I give projections off the chart. In fact, to prove the power of technical analysis, I want you to watch this quick clip, and then we'll go look at the charts, traders. Humor me for a moment and take a look at this.
But the sudden drop in oil prices isn't a huge surprise to some. One guest predicted it right here on Money 2 years ago.
For perspective, in 1998, crude was only $9.91 a barrel. In 2001, crude was $14.59 a barrel. Then you move us out to 2009, crude was only $35 a barrel just in 2009. So that tells us at the rate we're moving, we should have crude oil back down under $40 a barrel by mid-2015.
I don't know about that. You had me until you said 40. Look Look who's right now. Joining me now, Oscar Carboni, president of OMNI Trading Academy. So, Oscar, I got to say I love you. You're like tweeting at me the last couple of days saying, I was on your show and I predicted this was going to happen. So I said that can't possibly be true. We went back and we looked at the tape, and of course we found it. You saw it. You said it was going under 40 by mid-2015. We're pretty darn close. When do you think we go under 40 here?
I think it will continue to move lower. I think you'll actually see the price of 30, 35, and then 30 might be a floor. And it appears that they will not stop pushing the price of crude down right now. As you know, I made that projection for you. I use technical analysis always when I start a projection. Everything starts there. In fact, I spend about 20 hours a day in a live chat room on a camera and microphone doing analysis every day. So I've got so many logged hours, more than anyone, and here's what I did. I found the technical picture, and then I always go out and look for a fundamental reason why to prove out my technical picture.
Well, so a couple of years ago, what was your fundamental reason?
Well, what I did was I seen the price was going to come down on the chart, so I took the price of crude over 15 years, the price of the stock market, and the price of the dollar, crude relative to those two. And then I looked at how much crude production was being made, shale. I added it all together and extrapolated $40, which matched my technical projection, and then I came on the show to tell you about it.
I'm floored because I started covering crude oil in 2003, so I've seen it make this big sweep, and I'm surprised to see it back where it is. So you think it's going to go down somewhere near 30? Does it rebound again, or what happens in the long term?
Well, you know, once it starts pushing near 30, then all these shale plays that we have start to run into trouble. I think right now they can actually handle the price of crude. And you know how most companies are. If you start to trim the fat and get rid of all the limousine rides and the private jets, you can streamline down and afford to still operate at this price. I think once you start hitting 30, it starts to make a difference. And from what I can see, Saudi Arabia and OPEC is hoping to push it so low that we have to start slowing down on shale. What they're not thinking about is shale we don't sell to the world. We keep it here in our country, so we still won't need their importing. It's a great thing that's going on right now.
Interesting. All right, Oscar, you will see when your next prediction, if it comes true. Where do you think we're going to be at the end of this year? Let me get you one more prediction on the record. By the end of this year, end of 2015, what do you think?
Well, here's what I'm looking for is staying between 30 and 55 for the next year or so.
Okay. All right, we're gonna keep that on record. My hat is off to you, Oscar. Thank you for coming on. Good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Traders, you've seen the clip. Here is the projection, not a prediction. Not even the esteemed guru, Melissa Francis, knew this was coming. How about that? But Omni did, and I knew, and I gave the call. We were here at 103, represented by the red line, and it broke all the way down and just kissed 30. How about that, kids? Try that at home for yourselves. All right, so this is the power of technical analysis. Believe in it over anything else on the planet. This is your roadmap to future pricing if read correctly. So here we go. Let's move into what's happening now. Traders, emini, S&P, I've shown you this chart. If you recall, right around here when we were rallying up, I said, oh no, I do not like this. And I did a, oh, sugar honey iced tea video. And I said, oh boy, I don't like what's going to happen. I think we're going to crack it. I showed you a chart and gave you number 1, crack number 2, and I wrote a number 3 with a question mark, and we were up here somewhere. And I said, I think we're heading to number 3. This is what happened so far, and that, my friends, is pretty darn good. You've seen what happened in the markets, right? But I'm here to say this. Is the do or die level beginning to hold? Let's look at a few charts. We had some down movement, right? Great call. Maybe we're going back up. And with earnings season coming our way, maybe there's a fundamental reason too. Same exact chart. Look at this average. The last time we came down here, it held. When we came down here again, it held. And look what happened here. We came through, but we're back to here right now. A small rally this evening into Wednesday, and this thing's back above that blue average, and it has been holding since 2008. Very interesting there, right? So you never know. Now, I'm not saying that we cannot penetrate it and just crack further, but I'm giving us reason for hope and why the Omni likely is looking to get us long. Then you've got the Dow Jones Transportation Average on a weekly. The do or die chart, the one I was referring to. Chart masterpiece, we called it. 2008 crash, we started the trend line. 2011 pullback, we held the 200 bar average. Then we got back to the trend line again, but I have moved the 200 bar average out. I've moved it to 252. Why? That's how many trading days we have in 1 year. So instead of the 200 bar moving average, let's look at the average of all the trading days per year. That's your average. We have not penetrated it yet. Interesting. Maybe we're holding the do or die there. Then you've got the Russell. Same thing. Do or die holding right now. It's only holding for now, but it is holding. So let's see if there's some hope in a day trade on a pop for trading on Wednesday. And then we've got this. Here's your NASDAQ, and here's an interesting hold. It held right at the OMNI Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, or OTAPMA. Very interesting hold. So it held there like it held the last 2 times down, and every major dip has been held by that average. So, is NASDAQ starting to move higher? Look at these trend lines, or I should say look at these channels. It's holding the channels well. Let me blow this chart up for you to show you exactly what I'm looking at here. Very interesting the way we're holding OTAPMA. Exact same chart, but blown up. We've zoomed in for you. And as you can see, we are holding these channel trend lines. And we're above OTAPMA all the way to here right now. So very interesting. We're going to be buyers of dips. At least we're going to start the morning off that way in our U.S. indices. And here is many of the reasons why. Then we've got this, traders. Here is your gold chart. What I showed you the other day was an average that came across right here. And I said, all right, every time it comes across, we seem to rally, but it failed to rally. So I brought my good old OTAPMA back, because that's the one that really matters anyway. OMNI Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. You failed at it. It's heading down. We are already short the gold, looking to sell more leading into Wednesday. Traders, pull your own charts. Do your own analysis and join me in my free chat room at livewithoscar.com. So traders, the chart whisperer or what? And how about a round of applause for the power of technical analysis? Insane, isn't it? Again, I happen to be the lucky messenger boy. I'm just calling what I see on the charts. All right, traders. That's what I wanted to show you this evening. Get ready for tomorrow. Come join me at livewithoscar.com. Meet me in my chat room, and we'll get through these wild and tumble markets together. Remember, don't trade alone. Come join us, and we'll see you there. Remember this, because it's the most important thing you can do when these markets are gyrating like this. Keep your emotions out of your decisions. One of the best things I can help you with is to tell you to say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll live with Oscar.com and watch out for the power of technical analysis. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.